good morning, cyber traders. Good to see you all. Good to see you, Brad. I can see Egon. Good to see you all. Good to see you, Alex. Good to see Josh and everyone back. Good to see everybody on social media. It's nice to be back. Just got back from vacation. Let me tell you, if anyone ever lives on the East Coast or whatever, we went to Bermuda as a second time. Went on an anniversary, 25th anniversary with my wife. Had a good time. Nice little getaway for 3 days. Short flight out of New York, but highly recommend it. Definitely, everyone should definitely check it out. But listen, I heard there's a lot of good things moving going on. I mean, listen, earnings announcements are coming up. We got Microsoft and Google coming out with news after coming out earnings after the close. A lot of big action happening, but the real big action we're going to talk about is what happened with Bitcoin. Thank you much, Samuel. Thanks a lot, Lita. Thanks, Mark. Everyone. 25 years. We're like dinosaurs. Sometimes you can't even hear people married that long, but hey, you know what? I think trading has a lot to do with it. Have a lot of fun, able to spend more time with your family and kids. That's really what it's all about. It's all about family, right? Anyway, big run on INM. Everyone did really great. I don't know anyone here on social media saw this, but we started trading the stock early in the morning. Let me just take these off. So anyway, nice little pop on this INM. I think everyone here that logged in early should have got a nice little piece out of it. Once it got past this dollar, which we know is always a tricky number. And let me just show you what we got going on over here. Level 4. All right, just bring it up. But once that stock came in right around 8 o'clock in the morning, we start trading early in the morning, right around that dollar. That thing ran. Look how beautiful that thing ran. From $1 in less than 30 minutes, ran to $1.60. I mean, if you just made half that on, let's just do simple math. 1,000 shares, you made 30 cents, not 60, 30. That's $300. That's a $50,000, $60,000 salary a year, and you're done. You're finished for the day. If that's all you're making, I know some of you guys would be happy with that. You know what? Worked out pretty well. Now, regarding about the big run up right here, let me bring up level 4, which you all know that's we're very well known for, and level 3. There was a big seller around $1.20 right around here. You could see it right around there. Once he showed up, this buyer showed up right around here around $1, and that thing just popped. And then you could see the sellers starting to show up right around here, $1.70. So you really had two chances to get at it and get into it. You could have got the broke out at $1. You could have got the breakout at $1.25 and did well right there. Anyway, you could see it starting to trend down. Guess what? It's going on the watch list. You may not know this, but the market's not open yet. So people are like, oh my God, this stock right now is up literally like 153%. How about this? Let me go back a year. Do you realize this stock was all the way up here? Look how destroyed this stock got decimated. Anyway, a lot more room up here. You can see some resistance levels. I probably look back in February, right around you can see you got resistance right around $2. So there is still some movement there. So we're going to keep a close eye on that one. Anyway, before we start going through that, let's talk about what happened yesterday, because did everybody get the email? We sent an email blast on it yesterday. Everybody that was here killed it on INVO. Day trading at its best, trading small cap stocks. Look at this stock right here. This was a perfect setup, all right? And you could see it. Let me zoom in over here, because I don't know if everyone here on social media saw this, but this was one of the stocks that was in a watch list. So in pre-market, we're starting at 9 a.m., okay? You can see the clock right here. And right around 9 a.m., we did this meeting. It was there, whoever was here. And you could see it was nice. It was trading at the highs. And this is what happened. Slingshot at 9:30. Okay, right there, that big slingshot. And then bam, thing ran from $1.60, shot up to $2.40. We're only 15 minutes in. All the way to 10:30, it ran to $3. Now, do I have to remind you again on the clock, everybody? Look at that. Best times and worst times to trade. Everyone see that? Okay, make sure you got your mouse pad. All right. So anyway, big run up, big pop right there. Done for the day. 1,000 shares. If you made half that move right there, half, you're talking about 75 cents, give or take. You know what? Nice little six-figure salary right there. Beautiful run up, easy, slow, beautiful, perfect. Anyway, other stocks that made big moves yesterday too, which are on the watch list. Mara, obviously, which you saw what happened with blockchain. Not blockchain, with Bitcoin went up to about 32,000. Remember, we were watching at 26,000. What's nice about Mara and Riot, which some of you probably don't know, that there's a very big position these companies own. Even though in the blockchain, they do own a big position in it. You also had Coinbase that's up pretty big too, but it's a little bit more on the expensive side. That one's doing pretty well too. And then you got Riot, you got Mara, and you got this one. And there's one more too. CLSK also is doing pretty well too. These people own very big positions in Bitcoin. So even though they might not correlate with the, like, well, how does blockchain have to do with Bitcoin? Well, it does a little bit. Plus, they own a very big position in it. I do know that BlackRock does have a big position in Coinbase themselves too. So listen, I'm anticipating you're going to probably hear some big news coming out in March. Buy on rumor, sell at news. So could be some nice, good swing trade opportunities. Now, how do we trade options? Because we do trade options. Well, maybe you don't want to tie up your money up until March. This is where options do come into play. Okay. And, we teach a class on that. So I know Josh can be doing one on that too. So anyway, that's what's big moving. And that one did pretty well. And that was great. We had a couple of big moves too. AMC had a nice little pop yesterday. That one did pretty well. And the CVM, my God, another huge runner up. Cheap stock, nice little later stock in the afternoon. Look at this stock, 10:30. Stock was $1.20 all the way to 2:30. I mean, literally, higher high, higher high, higher high. Then obviously you got a higher low, and that was game over. But no matter where you are in the world, I know we have people logged in, West Coast, East Coast, Europe, Asia. You know what? There's always something going on here at the Cyber Trading University Trading Room. And you know what? If anyone here is watching on social media, just take your phone, scan that QR code, and just make us and like us. If you're watching recording, you can always come back and join us later. Anyway, that's what you missed as of yesterday, okay? But that is Monday. And shocking, it was a pretty decent move for a Monday. Well, we're into hump day, which is Tuesday, Wednesdays, and Thursdays. A lot of earnings coming out this week. A lot of them. Microsoft and Goldman going to be and Google going to be the big one. I know Facebook also is coming out with it. So we're going to get some really interesting news and see what happens. So for everyone here, last week you saw the was it last week, right? Yeah, it was last week. Everyone saw what happened on Wednesday with Tesla, right? So we saw what happened with Tesla. Earnings announcements came out, and we'll look at the Tesla trade right here. So Tesla, you could see it right here. Let me blow this up here. So you can see how that stock, when earnings came out, stock took a big hit. It came up to a very, very big support level right around 200. You could see it popped up a little bit here. But this stock, Tesla's been taking a big hit, 280 down to 200. That's a pretty volatile big dip right there. But this is where part of our trading becomes fun, earnings announcements. Now, let's talk about what's moving this morning. So we already know about IMN. Okay, that is a lock. Okay, that's already in there. There's a couple other ones, but I'm just not too sure about them because they're not moving too well right now. There's a stock right here, LIAN, another cheap stock up 79%. But a lot of it happened early this morning. It hasn't gone anywhere since about 7:15. But this is the good thing about this, okay? There's a 236,000 share buyer sitting at 240 as of right now. So here is 240. And for some of you, here you are. See it right there? And you can see how we're really not going any lower than 240. Let me bring this up and show you what I see, which some of you don't see because you're probably using some dumb indicator or something like that. Right there. You see right there, 23,651 right here. That's that big buyer, not 200, it's 23,000. Look at all the buyers out there, 300, 500, 400. It's a pretty nice, big, fat red line. So I'm going to keep a close eye on that one. It's holding here pretty strong. So even though it might not be moving now in pre-market, it might do a nice little pop. And I'm really close. I'm going to keep a close eye on that number right there. Other one right here that's moving too. You got this one up 58%. Another inexpensive stock. This one, what's crazy about this one, look at this stock. It was $300. And it's a solar stock. I thought the Green New Deal was replacing all solars. I thought we were doing pretty well with solar. Well, it didn't work too well for ASTI, whoever it is, but it is moving this morning. Don't let the 56% fool you because this thing was in the 300 price range. But she is moving pretty decent. Got a couple of sellers showing up here, around $1.65. You got another big seller showed up right around here, around $1.75 for about 39,000. Just show you right there. You can see it right there. So, but I like the movement. We're gonna keep an eye on it. ASTI. We got the LIAN. And then I want you to keep a very close eye on all the blockchains. Okay. Mara, Riot, Coin, all these stocks are back in the watch list. You're not hearing too much of them talking about it right now, which is shockingly, on the financial stations. They're talking very little about it, but what they are talking about is earnings week. So all the stocks are coming out earnings. So it's going to be an exciting week. I'm looking forward to it. You guys should be looking forward to it too, everybody here. So just please make sure you get in the trading room, get into your classes, learn, and listen. There's the beauty about it. Go out there, have some fun, make your days pay, and go from there. Another thing that we do up there too, also, we're going to be posting a lot on our social media too. So everyone here, you're going to see those links. Make sure you're liking us, friending us. Please put comments down there. The more comments you do, the more we're going to answer you back. Even though you're here, we're broadcasting live on all the financial stations every morning. You can follow us all day long, and what we'll be posting too. Or like I told you, take the phone, click on that link, and get in there. Now, what we're going to be doing today is we're going to do a quick promo. If you're logged in on social media, on YouTube and Facebook, don't go anywhere. We're going to stay here live for the next. We're going to take a break for about 15 minutes, and we're going to come trade here live with you. We do this once a week in our social media, so you guys are in for a big treat right now. Everyone in Cyber Group Room, you see something, you say something, and all you traders in here, like I told you before, if you're new here, just sit back, watch, listen, and learn, and hopefully this is something for you. Good luck, everyone. Do not go anywhere. We'll be right back in about 15 minutes. We're going to take a quick break, wait for the market opens up. I'm going to pick up and have some fun when the market starts trading. Good luck, everyone. Happy trading. Don't go anywhere.
All right, folks, market just opened up. Hope everybody had a great evening, ready to go here for the open. So we're going to get Fausto on here in just a second. We are off.
All right, traders, good to see you all.
As always.
Ready to get started? We are off as it is. Look at that. INM trying to make a nice little push too.
Looks like some of the crypto stocks beginning to shake down at first, which you got to expect with them being up as much as they were from yesterday.
INF's going to get halted, not to cut you off.
Oh,
INF
yeah,
is getting halted.
Yeah, right away, right out the gate, huh?
Yep.
All right, well, hey, it's like, we're not holding positions like that into the open. We're not trading the first few minutes. If anyone was in from a lower price, and that's one thing, but like, hey, we'll wait now, see if there's a much better move afterwards.
Nice little push. What was the news on it? Shares halted on current. Oh, that was Rich. What was the news on it? Did they what did they come up with? Got to be a pretty damn good ass drug.
I'll tell you what, Fausto, we got Traders Talk today, right, at 11 o'clock Eastern. So actually a nice long day for all of us here. But man, they're starting to do renovations in my apartment complex, I think. I got like the people down below my apartment, actually, I'm on the second floor. Of course, they just started like the first renovation literally at 9:30 right now.
Yeah.
Right now.
I don't hear the banging. You hear banging?
Oh, no. You're good. You don't hear it. The students don't hear it. None of us hear it except me.
Dude, marriage is crashed.
Yep. Now,
so did Riot.
I will say, though, really quick, we did have some support at like 950, 955. I charted some levels this morning. I saw some icebergs there. If the market keeps dropping off, or if it drops off, I should say, then it's definitely going to pull back lower. It's got to hold this year.
Market's up 238. I don't see anything dropping.
Right? Well, it's still only 2 minutes in, but yeah, I definitely am like bullish for the remainder of the year. I said that back in August. I know September is like a weaker month, of course, but it's just I thought that we would see like not a new all-time high per se, but a strong run up heading into the end of the year. Then we'd see what happens like next year at least. But
get a nice pop on this ASTI.
Yeah, again, that came out of nowhere, but that was on that was like on the pre-market list in hopes of trying to see something happen. It looks like that might be getting halted soon.
Yep. Nice little pop on that. I mean, damn, $300, Josh. Back last year around this time. That's only last year.
It has to be based off a split.
It has to be a reverse stock split. This stock was $2,000 last year.
That's crazy. No, it's got to be a split of some sort, like one for 100, maybe one for 50. I'll tell you what, even if I think Marika bounced from 950, you still got to wait the first few minutes. You just got to be cautious. It's a very volatile day with what we had yesterday. We got big earnings after the bell today. Keep an eye on this LIAN. It's got to break higher, but it's trying. It's trying to move back up actually here. Looks like the SPY is trying to make a little move up right now too.
It's weird. The Dow on TV and the Dow on mine is like totally different. Now it's just starting to catch up.
SPY's got to break higher though for me to be convinced. Like over like 423 and change. I got asked yesterday in the chat, Fausto, like, why do you look at the SPY so much? It's because it trades the most volume to me. So to each their own on what they altogether trade and look at to follow the stock market. The NASDAQ obviously is like one of the most liquid exchanges, right? I think the most liquid exchange. But this ETF is just, man, it just trades a ton of shares.
I don't know, Josh. I like this ASTI.
Oh, yeah, it's a cheap stock. That's beautiful. And that's like a beautiful stock. Nice little pop.
It's got this 2 iceberg orders. I mean, it's not a lot. It's like 26,000, 10,000.
All right, just about 5 minutes in, almost 5 minutes in. Mara's got to hold over now 978 or so from me as support. I think that there's good case to see it, but it's all based on like actually what Bitcoin does. That's going to definitely outweigh kind of what's happening here.
That's a hell of a slingshot right there.
Yep, but it pays to prep up your levels, right? I mean, we went over this in class even yesterday. Phase 1 started the phase 1 stack course talking about just basic support resistance.
I'm gonna throw a curveball, but 18p is going up.
Oh yeah. Well, no, that was from like last week, I think.
Yeah,
That
they
ended
had
up
good
making a
earnings. They
nice
went
little move up.
nowhere. Throwing a
something.
curveball.
Oh, you take a look at Citibank after their earnings, broke new 52-week lows.
Oh my God.
Yeah,
I was reading an article this morning, Josh. They're saying like, they're getting a lot of delinquencies, on car loans now. I mean, like they said, it's like a decade, two decades of the highs and stuff like that. I mean, this whole inflation thing is really starting to probably going to start kicking in. These banks are not making as much money as they used to. They're very, very over levered, lent out a lot. People starting to get delinquent on their credit cards. Listen, once they started taking care of paying student loans back, not to pay them back and this and that, it's something to worry about. Okay. So IMM opened up INM. Got a
Oh,
really nice push right here.
and not only there's a lot happening right now, Fausto. Actually, really quick for all of us in the main chat board, all of our students, take a look at the chat. You could actually click that link to see a post that we made on Twitter for Citibank. We ended up making a post. It goes to show you can't buy the news. So they had good earnings. There was some other report with their earnings that came out. That's first. Now, Mara slingshot right away. BUT full. We're going to cover this in Traders Talk. We're going to cover INM in Traders Talk. We're going to cover INVO yesterday in Traders Talk. I told you I would.
Don't get too excited. Let them worry about it 2 hours, an hour and a half from now. Let's just trade.
There's a lot going on. Get a lot moving.
There's a
And
lot
also,
moving. Well, today's hump day. Coin's up $8. Man, coin just took off.
Yeah, that clean spark trade too. CLSK is a great level 1 stock. I think that has like really sharp potential. The whole market right now, the SPY pushed up really well. We got a beauty of a day, it looks like now.
Okay, these things should be backing off a little bit. They went up way too fast.
I'll tell you, last night even, Fausto, I was on here. I was just like on Bookmap on level 4 and chart studying some stuff. We're going to talk about this even in class on tomorrow with journaling, but goes to show you got to at least study, go back. If it's not your own journal, it's like just study patterns on a chart, and you're going to have a pretty eye-opening experience that'll take into the next day. And this thing's got what's happening on the tape right now? You see the tape right now, Fausto, on this INM? Get all sorts of purple and green, or purple and yellow, I mean.
It's this wick's a damn pretty thick, I'll tell you that.
Mara's looking incredible, but it's now got to break over the pre-market highs, like right off of like 1020-ish.
Yeah, coin's backing off a little bit. We're only 9 minutes in.
It's incredible. I mean, you got to figure we would have this type of volatility today just after what happened yesterday. Damn, that LIAN trade ended up crashing down after I'd mentioned it. It couldn't break higher. I was looking for it to break the highs. Just didn't do it, but
ASTI is doing a funnel. INM is starting to back off a little bit. It's starting to become like these nasty shakes.
You know what's going to happen, Fausto, because like we are very early to the punch on what's happening here at the crypto stocks. Because obviously we saw what happened to them last cycle, and even recently, like we had a small little squeeze up that lasted like a week or two. There's now going to be all these people on like Reddit right now, right? And social media. They're like, oh, late to the party. They're going to jump in like, when it's at 10.50, $11, the Mara trade, or, whatever it may be. So I'm hoping to see that actually play out here. Looks like Mara's ready to break the pre-market highs.
Yeah, I like them a lot. Let me check my swing trades right now on my other account.
Yeah, coin is ripping right now. That's beautiful. Whole market's ripping. This is what I was looking for. This is excellent. There's like no other way to describe it. You got to keep seeing the higher low game build out over time, but this is a pretty strong first 5 minutes. So unless if this is a total head fake and like, we crash out of nowhere
I like coin. I bought it.
just now.
Yeah, on a swing trade.
Yeah, Tesla
I
moving
think
up,
coin
but
has probably the. I mean, coin was a $400 stock. You know what I mean? Like, if this thing, I mean, they have the only reason why I like it is that um, BlackRock owns a very big position in it. If you remember back in June when it was down to 50, it ran all the way to about 110. And I don't know. I think this March news is going to come out with the ETF on that. That happens, and this thing could take off.
yeah, agreed. I'm sure that they own a lot more Coinbase than they would Mara. I think they actually have
I
some
think
like
so too.
position in Mara at least though. So that's like, at least good there.
There was a huge seller in Mara when the market opened up for about 190,000 shares around that 1025, and he pulled it.
Hmm.
And it looks like some of it got executed now. That's hovering right around there, and then someone added a little bit at. There's about 82,000 at 1030.
John saying go ASTI go. Yeah, it's starting to pop now a little bit. Trying to make a nice little higher high. Yeah, here comes Mara. So I'll tell you what, if you look on the long-term chart, and Fausto, I know you know this because we were talking about it, you and I, like all over the last month. On Mara, you have that like resistance on the long-term chart right around 1070-ish, 1065-ish, back a few months ago.
Uh huh.
It looks poised to make a run up there now. We'll see. I don't want to have egg on my face if it snaps down, but if you trust the cyber clock, then just like we teach in class.
I tell you, the ASTI looks pretty good. It looks like it could test this $2.
Let's get Clean Spark to break over 5 also if we can get the cryptos to keep going.
Let me tell you, if it can get past 214, that's a gap fill. You know what a gap fill means?
You're talking the ASTI, right?
ASTI, yeah.
Yeah, yeah. Rich,
INM just got halted on the downside.
just zoom in on the daily chart there for ASTI. Just want to see that gap that Fausto's referring to there. Zoom in a little bit more there. Yep, there we go. Okay, cool.
You see that gap fill?
Yeah, that's pretty significant. That's a
Yeah, it
decent one.
is. It's a lot. It's a lot. 590 would be like. See, it's funny when I was talking about this morning, and for some of you logged in, in social media here, I probably didn't see us when we logging in now, but traders in the room and all these trial members that are here. Sometimes like ASTI, like even though we found the stock INM, it was great in pre-market, you made money and that's it, and you had a good run. It was nothing like the INVO like yesterday, but we kept getting trending. But like sometimes these stocks they hover, they hold. And I'll say, you know what? I'll still put this on the watch list. And sure enough, this is when you get some of these little um, these things taking a big little poop, a big little pop like that out of nowhere. They'll be like stagnant, and all of a sudden they'll make the big move. Anyway, getting a big push on Coinbase.
Yep. So
I'm already getting
coin,
pinged already.
coin, Mara, everything right now.
Got to tell him I bought it. My son's texting me. Says, I told you so.
And again, for all of us, like collectively on social and all of us inside the room, I mean, our students know most here, but later on this morning, 11 o'clock, we're going to cover a lot of this in our weekly workshop, Traders Talk. That's a lot more, Q&A based, in-depth analysis. There's a lot moving, so it's tough to teach and trade at the same time. And, that's where Fausto comes in most with, our advanced class, the Phase 3 stock course. I'll have that next week, locked and loaded for all of us here. All right,
Trail.
market's starting to make a shake here.
Yeah, we're down about 100 points.
Let's just see what happens. This could be a slingshot still in the making, but you don't want to guarantee that.
We don't say guarantee.
Never.
Only thing we guarantee is deaths and taxes. It's the only thing.
Yes.
And maybe the stock market would never go out of business. INM opened up 182.
I think it's a good time to begin to take some profits on Mara if you're in. Just with the shakedown, you don't want to gamble, so to say, if you're up like 20, 30 cents, even more, and have that all taken away. So, you don't play it at your own risk, but it's definitely a good time to at least start scaling out, taking some money.
But this ASTI could be a swing trade. Ooh. Coin has some really big sellers at 98 and 90 for 36,000, 39,000.
If we can get Mara to reflip that 1020-ish, 1019 price back into support, then we could still see that move back up towards like the 60s. So, it's a great swing trade. It's a great day trade, both. Obviously, Fausto and myself mostly are calling out day trades. You just called out coin as a swing, so we'll let you know on that when the time's right.
Yeah, we do. Listen, I tell everyone this all the time, even on social, and everyone here that's new trial members. I mean, like we do. I know a lot of people came from like options, and a lot of people never was scared to do day trade. You have to understand, you got to understand how to day trade first before you can consider doing a swing trade, or an option trade. Everyone's doing it opposite, and that's why a lot of people lose money. Get themselves in trouble. It's A, they'll buy everything under the sun, or B, they'll take shortcuts. You know what I mean? And it's not the way he become very successful trader.
So the CLSK stock, one of the crypto miners, one of the ones we were talking about in pre-market, that's actually been pretty steady. It just filled an iceberg at $5. If we can get one more pop here, or a slingshot even, this would make a hell of a move because there isn't really like a big iceberg up top above it.
The only thing about CLK, I mean, I know you have your thoughts on it. I'm going back like a year, 2 years. It really didn't move that much. I mean, it's not like Mara. I mean, well, 2 years ago it was in the 40s, but it's not really unless they did something.
Where was it last bull market?
I mean, it was the high was back in 21. It was at $35.
That's
40.
the bull. That's the top of the bull market. So stock went from
Yeah, but
35 down
Mara,
to.
I mean, Mara was at like 80.
Yeah, but over time, we're just speculating here, obviously, or it's all speculation. But
Yeah.
like, if CLSK is owning a lot of Bitcoin, like more than people, and JP Morgan just came out with some giant report on it, so you don't want to buy the news directly and just jump headfirst into the pool. But we'll see if it works out as a swing. Maybe like that. That's the new runner out of the cryptos over time. It's all speculation. I'm just talking there, but. Yeah, Mara's like my baby. That's everyone's baby. That's like, volatile stock. Same with Riot.
I think everyone was in Mara. That was the fun of them all. It was not as much as Riot. I mean, even Riot did move pretty well. I don't know. We go back and forth. I think the reason why is because as a day trader, we always felt like what was more speculative, one versus the other. You know what I mean?
Yeah, it looks like SPY is having a tough time holding here. If it breaks below like 420, 260-ish clean, then we could see a sharper drop. It's got to hold here.
A couple of nice cheap stocks moving. Some other stocks moving, but they're moving pretty. Volumes are too low.
I mean, if you're looking for support on the market, this honestly, to me, in my opinion, this is it. If it breaks this, then we're not gonna like crash, but we'll continue a drop off, and just got to be prepared for that stuff. I'm just
We'd
looking
like
at the
to see
one
this
minute chart.
ASTI make a pop.
Yeah, have that turn into like the INVO from yesterday. That was insane, man. That was what was it like 400% mover on the day? I know we post the Instagram link on our main chat just a moment ago. Yeah, market's starting to at least it hasn't broken pre-market levels yet, like the lower low, but it looks like it wants to badly. I'd be
We got a nice
impressed if it
pop on
holds
some
here.
of the there were more swing trades, but the military stocks moved up pretty nicely. RTX gapped up pretty nicely this morning. I mean, they're not really our kind of day trades, but we did talk about them as a swing trade, and it was right around that 72, 73. That's where you could probably look more of an option play on it. But they're all up this morning.
Just hawking the market, just waiting to see if it breaks lower here. It still hasn't.
Did Verizon have earnings?
Yes, they did.
Okay, because they must have did pretty well because it's up.
I had their book map up, the level 4 up like really early in the morning. I took it off because it just didn't look great. Looked like one of the odd ones. But yeah, that's not a surprise if they ended up making like a good move. You could jump in. All right, SPY still holding here. Impressed.
Which one?
Just the market
Oh, we're at
hasn't
167.
hasn't made the lower low yet. I'm like, oh, okay, this is actually nice to see. I'll take it.
Well, listen, we got a lot of support levels right around here, right around this 33,000 on the Dow. The S&P, I mean, I don't know about you, but it did break that 4,200, which is a little. It's at a big major support levels right around here, 42,000, 4,200.
I had a level from yesterday morning on because just for everyone here, like again, I said it earlier, if there's something that you use to follow the market that you're comfortable with, all the more to you. You could use anything like the Dow or the Nasdaq or the S&P. So if Fausto goes Nasdaq off, and I go like SPY off, and not even S&P, like just the ETF I look at. So man, I had a level plotted yesterday morning, Fausto. It was
Yeah.
almost a direct hit, like to the penny. It dropped. It was maybe like 5 or 6 cents away, but it goes to show like it pays to plot your levels and know where support resistance is. That's the first step involved with taking any trade. Not to the downside. Uh-oh. INM got halted down. So
Yeah, stock is finished.
yeah.
Yeah.
Oh,
That
here comes
happens
that.
all the time. We get these big run-ups early in pre-market, and then it did have a nice little momentum going into it, but now you can see it's hitting a higher low.
So right now we're getting a good slingshot back up actually on the SPY. Hasn't
ASTI just popped, Josh.
Oh, it's trying to there. Yeah, it's still got that iceberg at was it 197 even? Weird price.
Yeah, he's at 197. I mean, for 42,000, it looks like it's going to test them. I don't know. I just see a lot of volume just kicked in right now. Coin's getting back to that 98. It's going to be at 89. It's going to test that 36,000. So it looks like Mara's starting to pop a little bit.
Yep.
You know what? This is another cool thing that people understand about level 4 is that, you're looking at orders like now, right? But when we have level 4, we know there was an order out there right around this price around 1030. He was there since this morning for about almost 200,000. And he canceled it. He didn't get executed. So we know he's out there, and that's the big difference between level 3 and level 4 that people have to understand. It's because all of a sudden he can just pop up and say, you know what? Oh, wow. Because when they advertise it, we all know he's out there. When he cancels it, you don't know he was out. Now you don't see him there, but we knew he was out there before. And sometimes that makes a big, makes a very big impact on the movement of stock.
Yeah, you got to be able to remember where the levels were, so it gives you the chance to actually remember. You could just see that red line there, that orange line there, and like, oh, that's right, that order was there at that time. It's tough to do that when you're just only looking at numbers. I don't remember what I had for breakfast this morning. So
Listen, you're young. When we're older, we forget.
it's true though. I mean,
memory loss. Remember the past, not the future. So you're still a spring chicken.
got to see Mara hold over this 1019 price here coming up. Otherwise, we might end up getting that drop. But so far, it ended up holding really well here. So let's go.
I think
Let's
it's
get the
breaking
pop.
it. It looks like it's breaking it.
Oh, yeah, it's still over it right now. Just let's get the pop. This is time. Let's get the move.
So
I don't want to say now or never, but let's go. And CLSK again as a day trade, even mostly as a day trade actually here. This is retesting resistance at 5. It looks very strong.
ASTI looks it's got to get past this $2. It just had a little bit of a pop.
Yeah.
Looks like it's getting a ladder effect actually.
Oh, it's cool. I'll post this as well. This is from our Twitter account. Even this morning, there was actually a small ladder effect on Bitcoin.
Oh, really?
Oh, yeah. And actually on level 4, you can see it.
What's the symbol on Bitcoin on level 4?
Oh, so you got to do it. It's not on the DX feed. It's through a specific feed that you have to subscribe to. It's called Bookmap data.
Okay.
I don't know if everyone has that. That might just be a UMA. So there we go. If you're a student, remember inside our live trading room, you actually click that link right there and you could see the ladder on Bitcoin. We ended up making a post on Twitter early this morning at the crack of dawn, Fausto. Don't ask why I was up. I was very excited to trade today. Steve, Jith, John, all on ASTI. Gents, congratulations there. Steve got 30 cents on his trade. Jith got 7 cents, which is still great on 1,000 shares. That comes out to $70. If you caught a quick in and out, it was a nice exit because look at where it's at now. John took the money and ran as well, 28 cents. Market's popping.
Mara's going higher.
Market just broke above pre-market levels again. So that's very strong. Let's get the higher high altogether. Let's go home, Fausto. Let's go home. It's time to go back. Time to go back on up with the market. That's where home is.
It's going on vacation, and then coming back, like people like, oh, you missed this, you missed that, every day is an adventure.
Yep.
You know what I mean? Like every day there's something new that's coming up. Like it's not like you know what you missed. I'm like, listen, it's like, there's always gonna be something that's moving, which makes it so much fun. You know what I mean? And even when you lose, it's fun because you're like, damn it, they got me. But tomorrow I know I'm gonna look forward to it. It's not like, you got into a major accident. You know what I mean? That's what a lot of people get into when they don't know how to trade. But that's the beauty of it.
Absolutely. Couldn't agree more with that. And like, unless if it's TPST, the stock from a couple weeks back, like 3,000%, you're going to live to see another day. It's okay. Market's not closing forever. So we do this all the time. If Bitcoin's going to be long-term, then we're going to see this happen for a little while. So yeah, this market looks good.
Well, I don't know if they're starting to chat on X and everything else, but once they start on Reddit and stuff, but when they start catching wind of it and start pushing it, it could be like your next, wow, we get a really nice pop in it.
Yeah, Mark, it's just the stock market. Bitcoin is like only pushing up just like 100 points here really right now. Not a whole lot of late. Maybe that's the calm before the storm.
Well,
but
what happens is that a lot of people don't have access to trade Bitcoin and stuff like that. So what they're doing is they're just they're jumping in, these stocks, stocks that you can trade.
Yep.
Because obviously they're pitching like, well, if you can't get Bitcoin, you could also trade this one, on the market.
the BlackRock ETF got tickered on some internal website. It's not like obviously listed yet, but once it's listed, I think the ticker is going to be called IBTC. That's what it will be called. So it's not going to be out there yet. I'll just type it.
IBTC?
Yep.
Wow.
So if
That's
you look,
that's the rumor out there that
there was a picture. It showed that it got internally listed on some SEC committee type of agenda board or something. You know, it happened last night. Led to a nice little pop.
so that's probably why I got the pop.
Yeah. Market's still holding at these highs, but it looks like it wants to move up more, which is good. We got time. I had to be a
Just get
patient
nervous
person.
when they go up too fast. And that's what gets me scared.
Mara's looking so nice right now. So again, in terms of ins and outs and taking profits and running, if you have historical resistance at 1067-ish, 1070-ish, that's a safe place to feel happy about taking money. So, you know, you don't need to be perfect. We say that all the time in class.
Close that 1050.
That CLSK trades over 5 right now. It actually closed over 5, which is really nice. Got a bunch of trades cooking, folks, so try not to be too overwhelmed with how much we're calling out. You know, there's only one screen. We try not to show more than one stock in one sitting because we don't want to like overwhelm everyone, but we are kind of cycling through. Telling you, I like.
Big sell came in on that ASTI, pushed it down.
All right, looks like we got to find some new support to hold here on the SPY, just on the 1 minute. There. You know, it's a great morning when you don't really have to jump to your main scanners or programs to like find stocks. Like we already found all the movers. If there's anything else that broke out or moved, I don't want to sound aggressive and be like, I don't care, but it's kind of true. And like we've done so well on a lot of these trades this morning. Coinbase, CLSK. It looks like the market's pulling back though. We're starting to get a small little pullback here.
We're about 200 on the Dow.
Let's start to see some things hold support right now because the SPY just broke below a little tiny support line for me. Let's see it go back up. Man, Mara's not listening to that though. Mara's on its own, it looks like.
It wants to test the guy at 65,000. I'm watching
Yeah.
him on level 4 right here. I'm seeing him.
65,000. Oh yeah, 1050.
If it breaks that, I mean, I don't see anybody until 11.
Yeah, you got still that long-term chart though. But you're right, like you know, if you're mainly following the smart money, which you should, it's like 1050, then 11. I'm just trying to follow Bitcoin right now too to see like what's happening on that. It's nothing right home about it. It's just kind of chopping sideways after the big run up it had.
Coin took out the guy at 90. At 89, I meant.
Time to start for all of our students here, at least to manage your trades, move your stops up if you're long. And again, we said it before, we're not trying to be perfectionists, but as long as you're happy with the profit that you have, that's all that matters. Looks like Tesla's trying to go up, Fausto.
Tesla's going up now.
Yep. All right, here we go. Mara breaking over 1050. That iceberg did it. Yeah, got filled.
He got filled? Oh, yeah, he did.
Looked like for a second. Well, only a tiny bit got pulled, not much. He got filled mainly.
That's a big volume bar right there on the bottom. Tesla's going up pretty nicely. Tesla was a really nice buy at 200 and was looking at that stock. A little cheap one just showed up on my watch list here. I don't know if it's, I don't know, I'm just throwing it out there, but it's making HOD. It is Irene, AREN, Iris Energy.
Oh, that's a good spread. Wow.
Yeah, it's half. It just showed up number 6 on the big percentage gainers.
Where'd that come from? That thing has my attention. Stock fell from 30 down to $1 basically over the last year.
We gotta check level 4 first.
It broke a nice downtrend line on the daily chart.
Who's a buyer right there at like 12,000? He kind of pulled a little bit more at like 364.
Man, what a week we have just with the earnings season. Even last week, it was a crappy market last week, but we had Tesla and Powell speaking.
So I was just looking at the ASTI. I just noticed it now, but like news came out at like what, 3:30 on that stock? Or the close? Was it the close? It's after hours, actually.
Yeah, I see a 432.
Yeah, you see that? And just popped from $1 to $1.30 and did a big slingshot.
Well, I'll say Fausto is once again it pays to prep up your levels and know where the smart money is. You called it at 1050 with that iceberg.
Mm-hmm.
It was both 1050 and the long-term chart level, and like just take the money and run. There's no need to try and get greedy. The LIAN is trying to push up again. That was the one that couldn't break higher at first, and it tanked. So, maybe there's a nicer move here ahead on this trade.
Irene's got a ladder kicking in. Someone just showed up for 9,000 and he just upticked at 398. See if he gets hit.
You know what the problem is with loading the bookmap data for crypto, Fausto? You forget to go
that?
back. You know what the problem is with loading the data for crypto on bookmap?
Yeah.
You forget to go back to the regular feed for stocks, and it's like, oh shit, that's an extra like step in the process to like try and load it up. You're calling out the ladder. I'm like, oh shit, where? And yeah, I see it now.
You see him out there?
Yeah, they're out there. It looks like an order at 382. There's one that just got.
Oh, he just got filled.
Right now at 398. All right, just be a little careful there.
Fine. He just got filled. Like I said, I was a little nervous. 1.6 million shares. Not really.
So Google's at the high of the day. They have earnings after the bell today. So definitely one we'll be watching tomorrow morning at least. And like any news that they come out with AI is going to make the stock pop, I think. I'm excited for that. Looks like the market's trying to rip back up, which I'm a fan of that. Wow, that 422.60 held so nicely. I'll be honest, I wasn't exactly expecting it with that drop. We'll take it.
Nice little pop on that LIAN.
Oh, actually, Fausto, the SPY now looks like a Fausto flag, just point blank on the 1-minute chart.
Is it?
Just the highs were holding well, the support line held, but it's actually higher lows. It actually looks pretty cool. It's coiling up for a nice breakout, it looks now. I was going over that with the trader on Twitter last night, even just chatting, and just looking at that 422.60 on the SPY. I don't know how that correlates with like the S&P chart or the Nasdaq, but probably right there at that the support you mentioned. And again, another nice bounce.
Marriage is
Mara,
good at slingshot.
I was about to say Mara has a new order on the ask for about like 30,000 though. It's got a lot of volume actually. It's like tough to call that a huge iceberg.
30 million.
Wow, yeah, 30, yeah, and counting. I didn't realize. It's a lot of volume already.
I know we've been posting a lot on Twitter lately, and I don't know if you've been reading up on it a little bit. What Musk did, he basically there was a lot of fact checking that they've been doing.
Mhm.
He changed it. He eliminated all that fact checking. You know what I mean? And now you have on the bottom, you really have people really that are fact checking everywhere.
Oh yeah, it's called community notes, right?
Community notes, yeah.
Yeah.
And he's really he got away, because listen, we all could probably agree with veering one side versus the other, and it's being these social media companies can manipulate. He eliminated all of that and pissed off a lot of people, but I think people are starting to catch on now, and it's become like the new Reddit, but not not the Reddit, but it's starting to, you're seeing a lot of there's no censoring at all. The only thing he censors if you talk bad about him, I heard. That's it.
I'll tell you what, Elon, if you're listening to this, let's make Twitter public again. Let's get Twitter back on the stock exchange. Let's get that trading again. That was
Oh,
a
he
nice, fun
definitely
stock
will.
to look at.
He definitely will. But I think he would have to. I think he's got to. I probably would say probably after the election he might consider. You know.
hmm
Um,
So Mara's trying to push here. We're trying to get that test up higher towards that 1065-ish.
I don't see
I
anybody
think
out there till 11.
I think that this could still be a good price to still take some money out at. I mean, CLSK is pumping higher too, which is good. I don't see anyone out there till 11. Absolutely correct there. Just
Keep an eye on Irene too. Mara just went up like a rocket. Damn, that was a nice pop.
Oh yeah.
From 1036, it did a little slingshot. 1070.
I'll
I'm
tell you
good with
what,
that.
I called out the support at the open at 950 to 955, but it actually didn't make the exact move that I wanted it to make. I wanted it to actually get right to 950. It held at the first price and exploded up higher, but it led to a great entry after. And again, we're going to talk about this all in class all throughout this week. We got class week here inside our trading room, or all of our students, at least I should say. And then even this morning, traders talk. We'll cover it all at the top of the hour here.
Yeah, remember traders. I mean, there's a lot of people in here that are I know I know there's a lot of trial members here, like Alan from Edmonton, Canada. I see you in here, and Calvin from Arizona, Ingrid from wherever country that is. Joseph, a lot of people. Just remember, this is a trade room. It's not a teaching room. Okay, everyone in here, like Brian and Michael, you see here, and Wayne, these are all students. So if you want to know how to trade, those are what the classes are for. These people have gone through really, really, in-depth coaching, one-on-one coaching, and everything like that. So just please keep in mind that you're in a trading room, not a teaching room. So you're not supposed to be buying anything. You just to see if other people make money. You'll notice we don't make recommendations. Everybody knows that thing for themselves. That's the whole idea about being a good trader. You got to know how to think for yourself. So make sure you talk to your education advisor and let them know how could you learn more about it, because that's basically why you're here. You're doing a trial, and if you're on social media, hopefully you have your phone. You clicked over there on the top little thing, and you just register there to get into that trading room. But that's the goal. Ooh, Irene just got a big seller cane, showed up right around $4.
I am a fan of what's happening on Mara. I'm going to pull a Fausto right now. I'm going to pull you and say I now hope Mara drops.
Oh, I gotta
It
see it.
moved because it moved right up to my level. It moved right up to 1070, 1067 and pulled back. That chart, that long-term level, that chart level. Ryan, nice catch. Ryan made 30 cents. He's been killing it of late, it looks like. And, he got 30 cents on that Lian trade. Andreas saying that. Yeah, seconding that, saying nice little run. Absolutely. That was a beautiful push earlier.
I think Coinbase got a lot of potential for. I'm not seeing any resistance levels here.
You got one at 90 at least, right? You got that
But
iceberg.
only on level 4. But when you look at the long term, like I'm looking more of a swing trade. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Or if you want to consider maybe do an option, on that. If you don't want to tie up your cash.
And Bitcoin's gone nowhere this morning, which is actually the very impressive part. These stocks are just pumping up either on their own, like with their own hype, which is great, or isn't it pushing up at the market this morning, which is always nice to see. So either way,
I'm
we'll
still
take it.
freaking out. I can't believe this ASTI was at $2,000.
Yeah, I mean, since now the smoke and dust is cleared, I feel good. Just let me go back to that because I know you mentioned that earlier. I just didn't have the chance to. I saw the gap fill. You all saw that. Oh, well, yeah, no, that's got to be reverse splits.
No, it definitely is reversal. And there's no stock like.
Yeah, that's like Dry's level. We haven't mentioned that one in a long time. Dry ships.
Hey, Josh, Rich, could you find out? Tell me what the news on that stock is on ASTI. See what you find on it.
Oh my God, Fausto.
What happened?
Yeah, I don't have the news out for it exactly, but I have something here at the reverse split. It looks like they had two different reverse splits of late, or over time, I mean. The first was, I guess, on January 28th. I don't know if that was 2014 or what. It was 1 for 5,000.
5,000 reverse stock split?
Yeah. One for 5,000. I'm gonna post the link here. It's from a website which I'm assuming is legit, Microcap Daily. I don't know them, but I'm gonna take them for their word. I'll post the web link in the chat, in the main chat board. It was an
You know what
OTC
that
stock.
means? That means that if it was a 5,000 reverse stock split, I mean, I can't even do the math on my head. That means that stock was maybe 10 cents, 5 cents. Wait, if it was a penny,
Well,
they did a 5,000 reverse stock split, that would bring it to $5, right?
you know what could be like just a very loose thought. It probably didn't happen, but you never know. Maybe if they're a pharmaceutical company, maybe they had like horrible news dropped like 85% in one day, and maybe that's how they became 10 cents. And then they're like, oh shit, we got to do the reverse stock split to remain above compliance.
Mhm.
That's the only thing I'm thinking. Like, how the hell does that happen? I've never saw that. I never saw that number before. 1 for 5,000.
Well, I don't even think Dryers did that.
I don't think so either.
Yeah. But, the
This
thing is they trade 31 million shares. So think about how much volume they basically get a nice little pop on it, actually.
Yeah, this Lian stock also at the high still. Lian. Looks like you got an iceberg at 275. Yeah, the ASTI is starting to pop back up, right?
Yeah. That was a hell of a pop at 25 cents. It's got this big kryptonite around $1.90.
Oh man, we had a nice call out there on the Mara at that 1067. Head on, right back down, 25 cents.
The Lind is trying to go up a little bit.
Yeah, it's been a good move. That and the ASTI are really the two best day trades really right now. Even if the ASTI drops, it's just like it's a cheap stock, has the chance at least to try and break higher.
Lind's got a ladder. Start at 252. Canceled, jumped up to 263. Oh, he just laddered up again.
I don't know why I don't have this. Maybe I took it off my book map.
He's getting hit a little bit at 269.
Oh man, same with CLSK really quick, just with the cryptos. Like that was a good time to exit. And that CLSK came back down like 12, 13 cents as well. Maybe later. Maybe later. I got time. It's a long day.
Mara came crashing down.
Pays to prep. Pays to prep your levels.
Didn't you say that?
All morning. I cannot stress that enough. It's the difference between being consistently profitable and not. Hey, there are mornings where I'm not prepped up because I'm lazy, you know. So it's just like you gotta realize that's not a day to be aggressive and trade. So, is what it is. But you know, if you do your homework consistently, you're gonna get good grids consistently. Well, that's what I was told in college, I guess. But Drew says, so Josh, your gut feeling Mara will stay over 10 in January. How about this, Andreas? Stay with us here at the top of this hour in Traders Talk. We'll cover it. How about that little cliffhanger, so to say? We got to push Traders Talk, Andrea, right? So no, I'll cover that actually, within the hour, top of the hour, I should say, for Traders Talk, crypto, Bitcoin, Mara, Coinbase. Oh man. All right. So the SPY right now, really, I got to see hold over these levels here and like pre-market levels. Otherwise, like it's going to be a sharper drop off here over time.
All right, everybody on Restream, just let you know. 1 second. So if everybody here that are watching right now on our social media network, we're going to be taking a break. We'll be back here at 11 live. So we'll send out the link really quick so you guys could be happy to join us again. So just feel free to come and stick around, and we'll talk about some of the stocks we traded. A lot of fun things that moved this morning. So don't get to lose that opportunity, and make sure you're here. All right. So thanks for listening, everyone. And don't forget, like us, friend us. Scan that QR code or click on the link right there on the right-hand side that we got up here. And we'll be happy to kind of show you how we actually find these great little winners and most importantly, how to control the losers. Thanks everybody for listening. We'll see you back here at 11.